All right, hello and welcome to today's Friday SEO tip. My name is Chris Raulf. I'm the founder of Boulder SEO Marketing. Today I have with me Daniel Burns, our COO. Daniel, quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, no, so I do a lot of things here in Boulder SEO marketing, but one of the things that I've been doing lately, which has been really exciting, is integrating AI into what we do in Boulder SEO marketing, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today.
Yeah, so search is changing fundamentally as many of you probably use tools such as ChatGPT, Google Gemini, these generative AI tools, Perplexity, Claude, etc. So more and more people are starting to use these tools in addition to search engines such as Google and Bing. So search is changing fundamentally. Are we still primarily going to use Google? Yes, but we're also supplementing our search behavior with utilizing tools that I just mentioned. So we are about to launch an AI and SEO tool. We're super excited to announce, give you a preview of what this tool is, what it's addressing in the marketplace in terms of how AI is changing search. So yeah, Daniel, let's dive right into it. So this is a sneak peek. We're about to launch this tool, which we're going to use internally first, and we may make it available later in the marketplace. But Daniel, why don't you enlighten us? What are we up to?
Yeah, for sure. So, one of the things that we are famous for as an SEO agency is micro strategies. And implementing a micro SEO strategy is something that requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of different people to do a lot of different steps. And historically, it takes us a good 2 months to get a micro strategy up and running. What we've been able to do now is integrate AI as part of that process to be able to do just as much work, in a lot of areas even more in-depth work because we're leveraging AI, so we're able to accomplish a lot more in a shorter period of time. So let me share my screen real quick and explain a little bit of what it is that we are doing.
And then if
So
people are not familiar with what a micro strategy is, it's basically we usually try to identify an existing page on a website that it's already ranking in some form or shape for interesting keywords, high intent, high search volume. And then we apply our micro SEO strategy methodology and we basically create the best piece of content on the internet around closely related search terms. And we see incredible results with this methodology. I'm going to add the links to some customer testimonials where real customers talk about the results that we're able to achieve with this methodology. Now, with what we're going to show you here, we're taking this to the next level. So, Daniel, back to you.
yeah, and the most important part of the process is that we're having this piece of content created by an actual writer, a human being who's not only just a writer but an expert in this specific industry or vertical, right? But what we do as part of the MicroStrategy is we create an outline. And this outline is something that is going to be used by the writer to make sure that if they talk about all of these different sections and different topics and all of these different things, what we're trying to create is create the ultimate piece of information about that subject that is going to be ranked number one. But creating that outline that gets provided to a writer so they can write, that usually takes a lot of time. Why? These are all things that we would have to manually do before, right? So for example, what we're doing now is we create manually a brand guide. What's the client all about? What's the voice? Who's the target audience? We also create a specific manual created details about the page. So if we're going to work on a specific page on a website, we're going to give instructions to the system to say, this is the page, this is the main objective, this is the call to actions on the page, and so forth. And then the rest of these steps are things that we would have different team members in the past manually do. And in order for us to create this outline, it would take us probably about a month and a half before this even got to the writers, right? So what we do now is once we actually have the keywords finalized for that page, which is going to be assisted by AI as well, which is going to allow us to speed up the process and get to these sooner. We go in and we use an AI system that we've built that does both an AI overview and a SERP analysis. What is this? Well, a SERP analysis is, let's say that, our keyword is going to be best Denver SEO agency. We want to go to Google, search that keyword, come up with the top 10 websites, and copy and paste the content of those websites into a document. Why? Because as part of this process, we want to see who else is ranking on the top 10 positions for these keywords and make sure that the piece of content that we do is better than that one. We do the same thing with the AI overview. So as you've seen, AI generative overview, a lot of times Google will give you an answer based on your question. If our keyword triggers an AI overview, we want to make sure that we grab that, because that, again, is really important information that we want to feed into the system. This right here is something that would take our team probably a good almost week to put together, and now this AI system does it in a fraction of less than an hour. Then all of this information actually gets fed into our BSM AI, which is this system right here, right? Which is password protected, which we use internally. And what it does is it goes through a series of about 30 to 35 prompts working back and forth with Gemini to feed all of this information, talk about the requirements that we want, and really work with Gemini to put together the content outline for creating the best, most informative, trustworthy, thought leadership piece of content about that subject matter. So all of this stuff above here is something that we would use to do manually that now we automate with AI, and we're able to give to the writer an outline in a matter of a day so they can actually go in and do their work. This is one thing that we're never going to change, which is we want to make sure that a human is writing this piece of content. Now, the guidance that we're giving that human is something that now we're using AI, which allows us to do this at a much faster period of time. But most importantly, because we're leveraging AI, they're able to mine a lot more information than a human would. So the information that's getting brought into this process, it's a lot more in depth. So the final quality of this outline is much better. Then the other part is once this piece of content is approved and uploaded, what we're doing now is we're also leveraging AI to create what content we're going to be repurposing on social media platforms, in this case, Quora, LinkedIn, Medium, a newsletter. And the reason that this is also a very good usage of AI is because we are then repurposing content that was created by a human. It all comes down to this piece of content that is created by a human based on really in-depth research that's done by AI. Before, this whole process here of creating and launching a MicroStrategy, like I mentioned, would take us about 2 months, sometimes 3 months, depending on the piece. By integrating AI into our process, we're able to do the same quality work with more in-depth research, but we're able to do it at a fraction of the time. So now what we're able to do as we implement this process is instead of creating one MicroStrategy per cycle, we're able to do 2, 3. We're able to deliver a lot more of these MicroStrategies that work tremendously well, but we're able to do more with the same level of engagement. So this is extremely exciting. I mean, we're rolling this out. We're seeing great results. And this has been a true game changer, not only for us as an agency, but for our clients that are being able to get 2, 3, 4 times the amount of work that they were getting before. So yeah, and this is essentially a little screen, this is our login page here that right now is just available to our team to work through this process. But eventually in the future, this might be something that we might want to make available to the public as well. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of kind of this AI journey that we are going through right now.
Cool. You can stop share, Daniel. So basically, on the back end of that AI and SEO tool, we worked for days on days. We created, I believe it's like 20, 30 prompts that eventually allow us to spit out that outline for a piece of content that has a realistic chance to rank at the top in Google. So we're thrilled to announce this tool in this Friday SEO tip, and we'll keep you posted. But we're basically able to achieve a lot more in less time, and the results that we're seeing are pretty incredible. Yeah. So hopefully you learned something new in this Friday SEO tip. Stay tuned, stay safe and healthy. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.